Hello everyone, Mr. Hissner here, and today I just want to show you guys how to take our proofs just one step further, one step beyond CPCTC. And so if you look here, I changed this prove the two triangles are congruent to prove that PR is the bisector of angle PQS. So we were given that the bisector is QRS. We want to prove that it's also a bisector of PQS. Now, what we do is really no different than the CPCTC proofs, except we just take it one step further. So let me just kind of show you guys what that would look like. I'm going to put steps 6 and 7 off to the side. So here is step 7. To prove that this would be a bisector of these two, it means that these two angles have to be the same, right? We were given that angle 1 and angle 2 are the same. Well, we proved that these two angles were the same because this is the definition of the bisector. So we proved that those two angles were the same, and now we have to say that these two angles are the same. And why can we say that these two angles are the same? Well, because of we already said that these triangles are congruent. Well, we know that we know then just from the triangle congruencies, just because our two triangles are congruent, we know that angle RPS is congruent to angle RPQ. And why do I know this? Well, because that's CPCTC. The two triangles are congruent, and so I know that every angle has to be congruent. This is the only angle that we haven't outwardly expressed congruency for. So this is our angle 3 up here in the corner. And now, because these two angles are the same, we know that PR is the bisector of angle, this is what we wanted to prove, of angle QPS. And why do we know that? Well, the reason for this is the definition of the bisector. Notice that, we said, okay, two triangles are congruent. Well, that means that these two pieces have to be congruent because the triangles are congruent, CPCTC. Well, if these two pieces are congruent, well, that means that that's a bisector. So if these two angles are congruent, then that must be a bisector. The segment must be bisecting the angle. And what do we see here? Well, not 7, this should be 8. I'm goofy. What do we see here? Well, angles are congruent. Thus, there must be a bisector, and thus that is the bisector. So let me just show you guys kind of the next step to our proofs, our paragraph proofs, because this is really where the next steps of proofs kind of have you outside of going to compound and more complex figures. So here we go. So let's finish this one off. Let's say that, okay, angle RPS, that was PRS, RPS is congruent to angle RPQ by CPCTC. Thus, I think there should be a comma here. Let me change this to so, just because I like to use thus when I'm finishing my proofs. Thus, segment PR is the bisector of angle QP. And that's it. And so this really just adds another couple sentences to our proof. Thanks for watching.